I guess we are live. I'll just start sharing the link. It's gonna be fun, actually. I swear that this is my first live stream ever. I've never done this. Welcome, guys. It is so great to have you here. I think we are just gonna wait for some other people to join, and let's have some fun and let's test it out as well. I'm really curious how this works. Hey, so let me check. I need to fix the chat in a new window. How do I do that? Hey. Good evening, Suyahat Dar. Welcome to the stream. To all viewers, please don't really take this too serious. I'm just gonna have a beer as well in the meantime. And I thought that, well, let's just scan the market together and have some fun and check out if this is something that I like or if it is something that I don't like. For me, it's all new. So yeah, I thought let's just have a fun night, and everybody is free to drop some comments and put some suggestions in. And I think we're just gonna start off then. I think the latency is actually like really easy. Like I believe it's 1 second or so. So I can respond to comments very quickly. Please check in for me. I believe it's on. Yeah. Let's first zoom out a little bit. We've seen a great run already. Personally, I don't really like this coin. It has been pushed by some influencers on Twitter a lot. Not gonna name anyone, but for me, that is always a little bit of a no-go, especially when it is already up so much. How much is it up? It did already like a 7x from bottom to top, which is quite much, and still can go up another 2.5x. But then you would be at all-time high. So I don't know. On this coin, the downside seems like a lot. Especially when you turn off the logarithmic scale. Yeah, we've touched some really important resistance levels. I would rather be it's not a good entry here to short. But also I would definitely not be buying this coin. Let's just draw some basic support lines. I think that's always important to just start drawing support lines and then check the chart. And if you then look at it and you see that you're at a major resistance, for example, here we see a touch point, there as well, and then this was a very big indicator that you should not be starting to buy here because you already have this very big resistance. This was actually a good entry, maybe. We missed that, but it can happen. But honestly, I don't really want to be like looking into this coin. As I said, it has been pushed a lot by some influencers I do not really trust, and I do think they have very large backs and they are just like using you for exit liquidity. But honestly, I don't really know what the coin does. For now, I'm just like more to BTC and ETH and just chilling there. Do we have some other coins to check? You can actually, if we get here another time, maybe, then this would be a reasonable short, I think. Something like this. Or if we squeeze it another time, do something like this. And squeeze it and then go down again. So you could enter here if you would get it, something like that, and then ride it all the way down. But yeah, I don't know. I would personally not really be trading this coin. If you hold it already and you think we can go a lot higher, sure. But also I think the upside is pretty limited. It's only a, what is it, another 3x to the all-time high. So I don't know. It has already done a, what is it, almost 8x from the bottom. So Inji token is gonna unlock is gonna take place tonight. So shorted. Wanted to ask your opinion. Yeah, honestly, when unlocks happen, I know a lot of people start shorting because these unlocks happen, but most of the times this is actually a bullish event because like big players, they have a very big back, obviously, and they get these tokens unleashed, so like released, and something that they want is to sell the tokens at a higher price. So what they first do is they pump up the price. So usually these unlocks are kind of bullish. They manipulate the price up, price is higher, and then people will FOMO in because they then forget about the unlock and then they start dumping all these coins. So usually I wouldn't be shorting into a unlock, but that's something I'm not really doing. Usually these kinds of events are bullish, and then in the coming weeks these people might be selling. So if we get a bit higher, then you could short it, but never short it the moment a unlock happens. The background music is good. Yeah, thanks. It's actually this, if you can see it. It's a lo-fi hip-hop radio. Is the volume as good as well of the background music? I hope. I'm just gonna be looking at BTC in the meantime, I think. Basically what we've been seeing is very little price action. Well, some price action, then fucking everybody up and down, and it looks actually like some kind of bullish, like usually I love to see these kind of market structures that we have a higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, and the price just keeps going up, and like this. This can actually be potential. I'm not really into BTC at the moment. I do think on higher time frames we are seeing a little bit of a like lower high. Where do I got it? I think it's this one. This was the plan I'm still kind of following. I was drawing it here, and then we actually went a little bit higher than I expected. So I believe I was shorting this region or this region. I was shorting very heavily, and I think then there was some kind of news that the wallets of the government moved, and then everything dumped a lot, and then everything retraced back. But I still think this was for now like a bit of the top, so I think we shorted good. But then I got stopped out again, and I didn't short again, so I think I fucked up a little bit there. But for now, I think I exited somewhere around here, mostly into USDT. And like my invalidation would be 30K, something 30K-ish, if we can manage to hold it for a few days there. But I do feel like this is going to be a lower high on the higher time frames. And then we're entering like bearish market structure. So I do think we may come down a lot and test these support levels. That would make sense in my opinion. And then we also have a CME gap sitting around, I think it's 21K, something like this. It's quite a big CME gap. I think it will get filled eventually. But also sometimes these CME gaps tend to get filled way later than I expect. And we actually do a little run up more. Let's check some comments. Do you think MPL RWA can do well in the near future? What kind of coin is it? Oh. Jesus. I used a different account. Is it on CoinGecko, MPL? Maple. I've heard of this. It's been a long time since I've... Oh, the chart looks fucked, but it could also be accumulation. I don't know. Let's check it out. It's on Coinbase. Let's check it out. It was a comment, by the way, to ask for MPL. If it will do well in the future. So, I don't know. I don't know about the, like, what the coin does and how it works. I've heard about it, but I'm not really sure, so I won't be going too deep in that. But let's just check the chart. Wow. This is a really fucked up chart. Minus 92%, 90% actually. It's not that bad. Well, clearly this looks like accumulation. As you can see here. This is the accumulation area. I can see it do this and then eventually break out. Or something we also see a lot is that you think it is accumulation, but then we even go further down. But yeah, chart looks okay, I think, okay-ish. It would be a good place to buy around. Oh, I think this area. This area is good for buying, definitely, yeah. And then you could be setting a stop. I would not trade leverage, just some spot positions. You can enter here, and then if we start like really losing this $2.50 level, then you would be considering like closing the position because it's really out of the accumulation zone, so the trade wouldn't be really valid anymore. And I would recommend then to cut your loss. But something like this could work. Yeah, definitely. I can set an alert for that as well. Nope. So if the price comes there, I get an alert, I will buy some. Let's check the comments. Will you upload your live streams on YouTube so people that aren't able to watch can watch it later? Yeah, definitely. I will also keep the link in Telegram, so you can just click on that, and I think you can rewatch it again, I believe. I'm not going to upload it to the main channel, but it will definitely still be on here. Yeah. What do you think about the DFI coin? Is really low. Let's check it out. Is it on CoinGecko? DFI. Oh yeah, DeFi chain. DeFi chain. Oh, that doesn't look good. Also, could still be accumulation, but I don't know. It is kind of a big coin, right? How large is it? What's the market cap? Market cap 250 million still. DeFi. Is it on Binance? Where do we trade this? It's on KuCoin, Bybit, a lot of things. Why don't I see it? Or am I blind? It's DeFi natuurlijk. Davy USDT. What am I blind or what is this? Honestly, DeFi USDT, it should be right there, right? Oh, there it is. It looks like some kind of news has been released about it, or a big unlock recently happened. This chart really doesn't look good. No. It has done minus 41% in the last, what is it, last month? Last 1.5 months. well, BTC has been a stable coin, so normally I like to compare things to BTC. Are they doing worse or better? Since the listing on Bybit has really been down only at this minus 84%. What's the fully diluted cap? There's a lot of value locked still. I think there are a lot of unlocks happening. It feels like. Yeah. I would not be interested in this coin. I wouldn't trade it. Also, I wouldn't short it. The risk reward is just not good. If there's a shorting pair, I don't know. Could be a potential bottom here. Like the selling it kind of stopped, so this really held like a bottom for now. But it's only on 1 hour chart, so you could kind of long it maybe. I'm not taking it myself. Something like this. But yeah. And hope for a bit of a short squeeze, like what happened here. But I don't know. I wouldn't trade this. No. These are all kind of shitcoins. Why are you always into the shitcoins? Me, I'm just trading BTC and ETH, and I try to like invest in some like solid NFT projects, and then it's always people that come to me and they say, "Hey, have you heard of this?" And then this is not like it's still valued at 250 million, so it's not really a shitcoin. But a lot of these times, people come to me and they have like a shitcoin. Hey, do you think this is going up? And it's like worth 5 million or something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah. Do you guys have any other suggestions? We don't have a lot of viewers actually. We have 4 viewers. So welcome to all the 4 of you. Thank you for tuning in. I like it. It's also just a test, so I don't really mind. It's okay. I was just gonna scan the market and BTC anyways, and just have a beer and chill a bit. Just gonna send a message in the Telegram to have more people join, and maybe also have some more suggestions of coins that they want to be like have checked out. Who's joining? You can ask for your coins to be charted. Do you give future trading signals? Yeah, I actually do. However, you have to realize that sometimes the market is just not right for it. And sometimes it is actually better to just do nothing and trade nothing. And I have no idea how long this is gonna take, but I'm not gonna trade BTC when basically the price is moving in, what is it? Like 1% thing. It is kind of at support, but it's also in nowhere's land. Like, what is this? Is this support? Is this resistance? Nobody really knows, right? So I'm not gonna take the bet here if I'm not sure something is gonna happen. Like I don't feel like I have an edge in this market at the moment. So sometimes it's better to wait and just sit it out in USDT and chill and just wait for better opportunities. I'm not gonna like risk all my money and then maybe lose 10 consecutive trades. Well, also I could have done nothing and just wait, and then when the moment really comes and I'm like, okay, fuck, this can be good to too long or too short, then to have a trade that I'm very, very confident in. And also to share with you guys, because sometimes I also take trades on my own and they fail or they actually work, but then the confidence isn't really there to share it with you guys, because I know some of you, you over leverage and then you lose money, or you make a lot of money but you lose a lot of money later on, and I feel kind of responsible for that, so I try to only pick the best stuff. But right now I don't feel like there's a lot of good trades to be taken. So you think BTC will go down? Well, I feel like the probability is higher to go down at the moment. Am I very sure? Am I shorting? No, definitely not. This was my idea from the beginning of May. So far, it held quite okay, I would say. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, we still have a CME gap here, and after we just came out of a bear market, and we're still ranging and consolidating, and I think this entire year is going to be accumulation, so I don't think we have a lot of big price action in BTC. So I don't know. I'm not really like betting on very, very big positions. It's just going to be mostly scalping, I think, actually. Yeah. Can you maybe upload videos? This is all in the comments, by the way. Can you maybe upload videos about how you trade BTC or how you analyze the charts? Yeah, we can do a bit of do a little bit of analyzing here on this live stream, actually. So normally what I would do on charts, and it can be BTC, but it can also be other stuff, like other coins or shit coins or whatever. These kind of things, most of the time, they work. So first we're gonna start off with drawing support and resistance lines. This is actually really important. And it's also very important that you do this yourself, because then you can learn the market and get a feel for it. And the more you do it, the better you will become at it. But just drawing support and resistance is basically the number one thing you should be doing. So what we're gonna do is, I got my trading view here, and here you got horizontal lines. So it's, for me, it's option H. That is the shortcut, but you can also do it like this. And then we're just gonna like draw support lines. So we see a lot of like candles that make lows there. So this is gonna be support. We see it happening over there. Gonna be support. This is gonna be resistance, support, kind of like we see here. This is also a very big support. Here, actually, for, what is it, on 25K, we have a huge support. And also, if we make it a little bit bigger, sometimes these supports or resistances get front run. And then, yeah, it fucks the chart a little bit, but you have to see through it, I think. So we gotta hit there, hit there, hit there, and I think we're gonna hit it again. So this is basically what I would normally do. Just start drawing these support and resistance lines. And also, if you are at support, it's most of the times it's a good time to buy. Like if we go back to this area. So let's say we are trading here and we know we have a big support over here. It makes sense for the market to go there and to visit that support again and to try and test it. So if you were here and you would have drawn these support and resistance lines, yeah, it made a lot of sense to start buying these dips because we are at a very big support. And also that was the case here when we all came down all the way from 69K. When you draw support lines, like this is a support line. You see? Hit, 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 hit. Then we had a big flash crash, but it held as a support. Then again, it held as a support. And then eventually we fell through it, but it did held as a support. Supports are there until they are broken. So this is normally what I would do. And I think especially in markets with BTC, but all kind of markets, like also the S&P, SPX. This also works great with just drawing simple support lines, like we see here, support, oh, boom. We got support there. This was a support, like you can see, this is the S&P, like it's biggest index fund. Like you see, touch, touch, touch again, and then it's gonna help like hold it like cannot be really sure, but a lot of times these things just hold as support. It's actually really easy, and then you have to try and sell something at resistance. Right now for the S&P SPX we are at resistance, like you can see. It looks like we're gonna break through, but still we are at resistance. We're not at support. So is it a good time to buy? No, it's not. Is it a good time to sell? Could be, yeah. But for me, S&P, like the S&P, I'm just holding. I bought a lot. I think it was around here. Like I do have crypto and stuff, but also I want to manage my money somewhere else, and I don't want everything in crypto, obviously. So I bought a lot of these SPX. It was around here, but I'm not gonna sell it. Even if we go down way more, I'm just gonna buy more. It's very easy. That's the beauty of the S&P. It always goes up. We can check the monthly chart. It always goes up. Sometimes we have huge crashes, but in the end it always goes up because more money will be printed. So yeah, it goes up. Let's see some more comments. Guys, I need more comments. Or say hi, or say hello, or say hi in your own language. That's also fine. Good evening. And thanks for joining. So far I'm having fun with the streaming. Honestly, it is really my first stream I've ever done, ever. Like, of course with friends in Discord, but I wouldn't say that's streaming. So yeah, it's fun. Hi, says 1500 millimeters. Hello, good evening. And for BTC, yeah, I can analyze a lot, but for now we're just like in no man's land. I do think we are gonna test this. Where is my... It makes sense to start testing this region and then or bounce or go below. But the problem is, because it's such an obvious support line, a lot of people will be buying here, and if everybody tries to buy at the exact same level, it cannot go right? So it either like it falls right through, or we front run it, and we could be front running it now. It would make sense if this is gonna be the support that's gonna gonna hold. I think we're gonna front run it, and this could be it, and then we go up even higher. But also I want to be looking at what we've done, for example, in 2019, 2020. I think it will be kind of the same. This price action. Basically, what we've been doing in this entire area is it's accumulation. And yeah, sure, we went up. What is it? We went up a lot, actually. We did a 4x, but it is still accumulation. If you zoom out and don't put it on lock, you see it's clear accumulation, right? So I think we're gonna have something like this again. That would make sense, at least for me, something like this. Like accumulate in this area, and then don't try to get wrecked in the meantime, and gonna visit this maybe once more, gonna do that, and then we're gonna see the big move up. But I honestly think 2023 and maybe 2024 is gonna be a little bit a little bit boring. But it's a great time to start investing. It's way better than starting to invest at the top. You're way better off like still being here while we're at like pretty lows, and the market is so boring. The fact that still people tune into this stream is actually, I like this. I would say it's a great opportunity or a great moment to learn the market. And are we gonna have these crazy highs again? I'm fairly sure. Yeah, I think we are gonna go to 100K for BTC, definitely. Is it going to happen tomorrow? No, definitely not. Is it going to happen next month? No. Is it going to happen in 2024? I don't think so. 2025, maybe yes. And 2026, it should be. Yeah. Could also be 27. Like, we're not in a hurry to make money. Do you use indicators or just support and resistance? Yeah, I do use some indicators. Let's check it out. Let's just clean the chart. So something I really like is the Fibonacci levels. These things have been like working so well, especially in the bull market of 2021. This was basically free money, yeah, honestly. So what you do is you go here and then select the Fibonacci retracement, and I hope it... we need to find some levels now. But basically what happens is you draw it to a low. So for example, you can see the low here. This is the 1. And then you draw it to a top. So if we are here at a top, so this is the low, and you think, hey, this could be a top. We draw it here, and for example, we would be here at this area. We know that it is really, really likely to start. It's really important that you draw this at the beginning of the move. So you draw it at the beginning of the move to the end of the move. So obviously, this was the beginning of the move up. So this is where we started. And then you draw it to a top of what could potentially be a top. And then you just expand it, and this was a very, very great level that we longed as well. And it's up a lot of the times it tends to bounce at these 0.618 levels or within this area. This is called the golden area. Let's mark it for you. So this is the golden area. Let's mark it gold. Oh wow. So a lot of times it tends to bounce here within this area, or the 0.5 or the 0.382. This is very, very useful. If you use the Fibonacci levels and the support and resistance levels, you're a better trader than 80% of the entire market, like in this market, I would say. Because a lot of people, they just buy and they sell when they feel like it. But if you would just like draw support lines and resistance lines and then do some basic Fibonacci work, because this can be also a bit more complex because you have more Fibonacci levels, but just this basic, it works so well. Yeah. So I think that's something to practice as well. Yeah. Oh, you could see it here as well in the first part of the move. It tend to bounce at the 0.382. A lot of the times it gets a bit front run, so keep that in mind. But a lot of times it just hits it perfectly, like really like spot on, especially in the bull market of 2021. That was a really great time for this. Yeah, it works better in bull markets than bear markets, in my opinion. But yeah, especially in a strong move up, you can really predict where things will bounce, and yeah, where a lot of the times it then looks so scary, but actually you are on the like 0.618 level. For example, here it looked so scary here, but this was, I believe, this was one of the greatest levels to have ever existed almost in a very long time for BTC, because also we had this was fun, because if you draw the line, so you have to keep in mind this was the 0.618 Fibonacci level, and we also had a very strong trend line sitting there. It was also a support from this area and the Fibonacci. And I think there was also something like some kind of moving average sitting there. I'm not sure which one it was. It was some. I think it was a normal moving average, but yeah, this was a really great level. And then if you have more of these confluences, like a diagonal and a horizontal support and a Fibonacci level, then it makes so much sense to long. I wouldn't really long on it just being the Fibonacci level or just being the support. You need to have some more, like some kind of confluence. Do we have more kind of questions? Just gonna scan the market. What do we see with ETH? I don't know. This could really be. The thing is also the Ethereum Foundation, they sold, I believe it was a lot here. They always sell the top, and I put a chart together. I don't know if I still can find it. Usually I don't delete these kind of charts, but what was it? Bitstamp maybe? I don't know. Coinbase? No. 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 So many of the charts from ETH. No, this is not it. But there was some, yeah, that was fun. The Ethereum Foundation like selling off at the exact top. So that's also a reason why they, why this might be a potential top. Like I believe they also sold here and they sold there. I put a whole, I made an entire chart on it. It's on my Twitter somewhere. Yeah. Do we have some interesting fib levels sitting on ETH? You could say that this is the beginning of the move, like the bigger move. Oh, this is the 0.382 level. See, it tends to bounce as well. These levels work way too well. Yeah. Also here was the exact 618 level from the move up. And then once it starts falling down, you're gonna like draw the Fibonacci level. And then you're gonna see, hey, where should we be bouncing? And if you don't bounce here in this area, then it's already a bit too late. But a lot of the times it tends to bounce, especially in a rally up. I want more comments from you guys. Let's have some input. Could be a good level to buy ETH. Especially for the long term, by the way. I got a lot of ETH. I tend to buy more ETH than BTC actually. Mainly because I use ETH more than BTC because I use it with NFTs as well. It makes more sense for me, for ETH to go up. Also BTC because it's... and let me check. I was checking the comments and also saying a sentence, and that doesn't really work. What do you think of the MACD indicator? Did you use it in your trade? No, I don't really use it in my trades actually. So yeah, I've actually not really traded on it, I must say. So I would not say I'm an expert or know a lot of it. I believe it's a short moving average divergence. Yeah, it is. But I'm not using it. You can use it, but for me the support resistance and basic Fibonacci stuff works the best. Even with very complicated indicators, I think the BTC market, people just would rather, like big players would rather buy at support and resistance than at these like vaguely weird indicators that nobody really understands. So especially, and also if you're a beginner, it makes more sense to just do support resistance. But also if you are, like I know some big players with that are doing huge volumes, and they also are doing just basic support resistance, Fibonacci, moving averages, and the basic stuff usually works the best. How long have you been trading? I've been trading when I started using, like, buying Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin. I still have my first transaction, actually. I can find, where is it? Bitcoin first transaction. This is the first transaction that I bought. I should be logging in now. Oh, that is new. But I think it was in 2017 when I bought. I remember it was a 3K BTC I started buying. That was at... it should have been right about here. This is where I bought. This is where I first bought my Bitcoin. And it was not a lot in that time. It was maybe I believe it was just like $200, and then I immediately bought more and bought more and bought more in the top, and and then made quite a lot. And then on the way back down, we didn't actually like feel this because the altcoins were popping, like XRP, IOTA, like all the Dino coins, Litecoin. Everything was going up for, like, was doing 10x's and stuff. So we started trading that, and then I held most of those bags all the way down to this area, and then didn't really buy more, but also didn't sell any, and then rode it all the way up again. And this is actually the area where I took a lot of profit for the first time, really. And then also took a lot of profit there and there. And this is where really the trading began, I would say. So first buying Bitcoin here, and of course trading, but everything was just going up like 2x a day. These were crazy times, but I learned a lot by doing it wrong in my first cycle. So a lot of people say, like also bigger players, they say that your first cycle is the cycle that you learn, and obviously you don't sell because you think this is gonna go to 1 million, and in that pace it would actually go to 1 million, but yeah, it makes no sense, of course. So so then you ride it all the way back down, and for example, if you have 100k, you ride it all the way back down to maybe 5k, and then that 5k becomes again 100k, and then a 200k, etc., etc. So that's mostly how it goes. Did you learn it all by yourself, or did you went to some school/university where you learned about finance? No, I learned it all by myself. Of course, I share some with friends. We have like a group where we sometimes share setups or ideas of the market, or like new interesting projects. So that helps a lot. And also Twitter, I think, is a great place to learn about these things, how this works, and how the market works, and how the market reacts to things. And you can spot like very interesting projects very early on Twitter that are otherwise very, very hard to find. But sometimes it can be a bit more difficult. I don't think the best way is to really follow one trader with all his or hers like setups and exactly copy that, but also get your own feel for the market, and find an interesting project that you think, hey, this might actually work, and this is not really a money grab, or like it should not be normal to do a 10x in a few days or so. So keep that in mind, and try to look for very interesting and like very valuable projects that can actually deliver, instead of some kind of shits and meme coins, I would say. And also don't invest too much in it. It can also be very stressful. I know when I think it was around here in B2C. I think maybe 80 to 90% of my net worth was in crypto, and that was just way too stressful. So I took a lot out, luckily. And that really helps. So it's also important not to stress too much. So for example, now while we're ranging at this area or this place, I don't feel stressed at all. I feel very relaxed, actually. Yeah. But that's more about maybe also, it also helps for the psychology behind it, because if you are stressed and you're chasing every percent of gain, or every dollar or $100 or $1,000, whatever, you can also get too fixated on that, and it can impact you in a very negative way. And also in your like normal daily life, it can impact you very heavily negatively. So it's important to also, I would say, keep that in mind. And be healthy as well. Like feel healthy and don't feel stressed about trades. Like obviously, I've taken trades where everything was super stressful, and my positions were way too large and oversized, and I felt stress. Yeah, definitely. In the end, it was kind of worth it, but I could not do that for an entire year. Definitely not. I maybe did that for a few months. I took a lot out, and then you should really like it makes, especially now in the beginning of, like, we are basically ranging, I think, in a bear market. It makes no sense to start betting huge with big leverage on and big positions on coins. It's not really the time right now. I think it will be in 1.5 years or so, but yeah, it's important to keep that health in mind as well. I saw someone in the Telegram today. Let me check, where was it? I think it was in the was this? It's okay to post this in the Telegram, and I can't really respond to anything. But it was someone really like panicking. I will blur his name out. I don't know how. I can't really blur his name. But okay, he's not blurred. But it's okay to ask questions, and it's also really okay to make mistakes, because I've done this as well. He said I took so much leverage, but things are not showing, and he's panicking. And in that case, I would say you're over leveraged, or you're risking too much money, that you're getting stressed out of these things. If I take a trade, I set a stop loss, I set a take profits. I don't often, like, I don't try to not care about the trade, at least. But definitely if the trade gets stopped out, I'm really okay with that. Yeah, that's okay. So I think it's important that if you enter a trade and you set the stop loss and ask yourself, hey, am I okay if this stop loss is getting hit? Or is this not okay for my financial future or whatever? Or am I taking a risk that is too big, or am I too greedy? Then it's probably not a good trade. It's gonna be it's starting to become like AMA here. But it's okay. I like sharing the things that I did, and I try to help you learn something from it. I hope it's useful, and I hope the background music is also nice. Yeah. Where are you guys from, by the way? You can enter it in the chat. Germany, Portugal, Korea, Afonso. Nice. Great to have you here, guys. Great to have you here. This is a messy chart. Sometimes the chart gets messy, and then I believe that was the... Yeah. Again, here is the what I talked about on the Fibonacci levels. Like, this is the golden pocket. This is where price should bounce. Even on ETH to BTC. This works so well. It did bounce and we did go up. Pakistan. Nice. We also have one from Pakistan. Great to have here as well. And what we can see now is that we are on ETH BTC resistance. So it would make sense to go down a little bit. Something like this. But yeah, it can also, I don't know. We can also see something completely different. We have to analyze it more. But for now, the market doesn't really want to take a direction. So it's really hard to start betting on what ETH BTC is going to do. In the end, I think the flippening will happen. Like the market capitalization of ETH is gonna become bigger than BTC at some point. It can also be for 2 weeks or so, but I think it's gonna happen in the next cycle. I think ETH has more use to it than BTC. Obviously, it makes sense to also hold BTC, but yeah, I'd like to use Ethereum. The only thing is the fees. The fees have been so insanely high, and if you have larger positions, it doesn't really matter a lot. But if you try to ape into shitcoins with a very small cap and you just throwing in like maybe $200, and the fees are $40 to swap it and $40 to swap it back, then you've already lost almost 50% of the entire trade. So the shitcoin has to go up at least 2x to break even. Yeah, so I think we're gonna see a swift to Arbitrum. I like Arbitrum. I've been using GMX as well. I've not really traded on it, but I've been holding the coin. Let's check it out as well. GMX. So a bit of a messy chart. It's this coin, for anyone wondering. I think will become one of the biggest in the next cycle as well. It's such a great platform. It's basically leverage trading, but decentralized, and it works on a layer 2. So it's Arbitrum, and yeah, that's. So the fees are way lower than on ETH, and you don't have to KYC. You can trade leverage. It actually works great. And if you buy the token, you can stake it as well, and then you get a percentage of the fees back that are being traded on the platform. So basically, I've been staking it since $40. I believe I bought it at 25, 50, and 40 again. Then scaled in this area. And then also rode it all the way to the top, and now we're down almost, 30-40% or so? Yeah, 30%. But I think this is a really good hold for the next year, next 2 years, or maybe even longer. I would say GMX is a very, very steady hold. And now is actually a good time to buy. If you look at the chart, in my opinion, at least. I haven't said it, by the way, but all of this is not financial advice. So please, it's just my own opinion, and I'm just sharing the things that I'm doing. Please don't throw your life savings into it, and be careful. But it's a good time to buy, I think. Perfect. You see, move up. Like if we see this as the entire move up, and then we're now retesting that 0.618 level. We tested it perfectly. Like actually point pico perfect, you see? It's crazy, right? So it's a good time to buy a GMX now, I think. Maybe I'll buy some more. Yeah. What do you think about ADA? ADA, I think it's a dino coin and it will never go up to all-time high again. Yeah, there are too many people hold it. We need a bigger chart. Poloniex probably. No. All these charts are... ADA is a very old coin, right? I remember it from way back in the days. We need to find a... Yeah, this will do. Yeah, 2018 goes back to. But it's the market cap. But that's fine as well. So what do we think about ADA? From here to all-time high, it is a 7x. Or almost 8x. I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. It did actually set a new all-time high in the... If we have to believe this chart... in last cycle. That's great actually, but I don't know how it works with unlock, so maybe the price wasn't actually higher. That might also be. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. I sometimes turn off log to see if we are in accumulation zone. I don't think we're gonna visit this again. If we do, it's definitely a buy, but also it could be that the project is dead then at that point. It's like we saw clear accumulation here, but you can also see how long it took. It took, what is it, 2 years. And now if this would be like accumulation, like this area, then imagine how long this is gonna go. If it would do something the same, which I can imagine, but yeah, something like this makes sense. And then we pop up eventually, and then start testing these resistances. As you can see, like all-time high there, and we see a lot. Like this is a big resistance area. From with this area. So I would be selling a lot here if we go there, but I'm personally not holding this. Just try to keep it with. Well, personally, it's more USDT now than ever almost. But otherwise, BTC, USDT, BTC, ETH, and some other trades, and GMX, of course, what I've talked about. Let's have some other requests. Oh, I also, yeah, let's have a look at LTC, because this is, the halving is coming, which means that the amount that is, it's not minted, like mined from LTC is gonna halve, like just like the BTC halving. And obviously this usually in anticipation of that it's a bullish event. So personally I'm thinking something like this. We have a makes no sense. Now it makes in log. We have a big resistance here, and I was longing from here. I also shared that in the Telegram, and then we actually went up and came crashing down, and we got stopped out again. We did take some profit, but it was very little because I was anticipating for a higher move directly. But I think if we are gonna break through it now, through that yellow line, then it would be very interesting to start buying the support of that line. So if we can have something like this, then go down and then go up there, and then start longing around here. Something like this. But I don't want to be entering now because BTC can also screw us, and I would rather be entering after a successful breakout of this level and then potential retest. Own blockchain project live from 2017. What do you mean by that, Alfonso? Is that a coin? Own? Is this? No, I don't think so. Can you please explain further? So this is the chat I'm seeing. What do you mean by this own blockchain project live from 2007? Oh, you got do you got your own blockchain? Because that's kind of cool if you do have that and if it works. Let's have a look at some other charts. Let's clean it out. BNB, not too interesting. I don't feel like these kind of big coins like BNB are really good to trade anymore. If you're holding this, obviously it is a good hold, I think. Will it go up a lot? I don't think so anymore. The market cap is insanely high. And the downside is, well, kind of limited, but also very big. Since if, for example, FTX if Binance will be sued for whatever reason, you're fucked. But yeah, these coins tend to move like very quickly in a very short amount of time and then accumulate for a very long time. And now, right now, I think this is accumulation. It feels like accumulation at least. I don't hold any BNB anymore, I think. Maybe some on Binance. I used to hold it. I bought it at $3. That's a shame that I didn't hold it for long enough. The chart is not actually it's not long enough, but I believe I bought it in this area. It was also when BNB or when Binance launched, and then I remember it going up to $30 and then going back down. And I think I sold at $10. I sold a lot of BNB at $10. Yeah, that was not a good call. Especially if you watch it without a lock. That means I've been selling this area. Yeah. Oops. I think it's even worse with Matic. Because you needed that at the time for you needed Matic to use the blockchain as well. And I think we bought. It was also at the launch, I think, something like this. We bought it. I must have bought it here and then sold it, I think, for a 10x, which is great, but it could have been a. What is it? This has become so insanely big. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes it's better to hold things or just keep a few $100s in these kind of projects and just try to forget about it. Let's have a look at the comments as well. Do any people have more suggestions for coins to check out that you are holding and not sure if you should sell or buy more or just wait? Please let them know in the comments. That would be great. This is great accumulation as well. Vulcan Forged, it's called, right? Yeah, Vulcan Forged. I did hold this coin. I don't anymore. But it's accumulation. Also, these can accumulate for 10 years and do nothing eventually. So would never be like putting more than 1% of my crypto net worth into these coins. Okay, let's check out the comments. What do you think about CFX and what do you think about Atom? So let's check those out. CFX. Oh yeah, I talked about this. I think, where was it? Maybe in Telegram. Yeah, I'm personally would not be buying this. Definitely not. I can chart it again for you. Let's do that for the stream, for the sake of the stream. This is a crazy coin. You see, it went from, I think this is all-time high, I would say. It went down 98% in a long period of time, in almost 2 years. What do we see? We see a very, very, very big accumulation. So this is the accumulation zone. This is where big players buy, because if they start buying here, or they obviously they want to be buying as low as possible. So that's what they're gonna do. But also they need time and they need liquidity to buy this stuff. They can't just be buying market buying millions and millions of dollars into some of the coins, because then what you will see is that the price goes up a lot. So this takes time, accumulation. Then what we saw is that these players have accumulated, and what they then do is they start pumping the price, because they own a lot of supply and they want to be selling that higher. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna pump the price, and then the market went up. What is it? It's a crazy amount. It's a 22x. A 22x. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, especially for these kind of coins, because what is the market cap? Market cap is $625 million. That's a lot of money. Now, this is a good time to buy more. You can see from the top, the 0.382 level held again very perfectly, and I think here it was again in the golden zone, or the 618 level held perfectly. So you could argue that it's still a move up. It is still a higher low, higher low, higher low. Would I be buying this? No, I don't think so. So if we check out this chart in log, that makes more sense to me. Then from here to the all-time high is only a 5x or 6x. And the downside, you have to realize it already did a 22x. So with the realization that some coin did already a 22x, and are you now gonna buy it for that 5x more? I don't really feel like it personally. Like, maybe you can. That's up to you. But for me, it's not. I do think that top is generally in on this coin. Or if we get a proper lower high, then it's a great opportunity to short it. So maybe something like that this goes up more, and would say something like this. That would make sense with this area, that we now see it as resistance, and then we short it all the way down, because this is a great resistance. And then a lot of times what you see is that the price tends to go up a little bit more, like through the resistance, because what happens, people think, oh, this is going to be breakout, and this is going to go way higher, so they buy more. And also shorts are being squeezed, because this is where they have their stop loss at these areas. So price goes up more, there's more buying liquidity, so these large players that bought here, they can sell, and then the price can't maintain that level, and then will go down more. So I think this is, if we see this level again, that would be a great area to start shorting. Thanks for the recommendation to check it out. What about Adam? I think this is also going to be the last coin that I'm going to check out. Or you guys should have any other ideas. Oh, chart looks fucked. Yeah. Diagonals don't look good on this chart, at least. As you can see. We're just gonna have basic support levels. Then we are ranging. It would make sense to go down more. And then go up and maybe even go down more once again. If we should already go up. I've not really been looking into the fundamentals of Atom, but Atom is also a coin that it's so old already. There are so many holders. There's so much selling, like people that can sell and that they will sell at higher levels. So it's really hard to pump these kind of prices. So it's sometimes it's better to look for a new project than a existing project. If we look at lower time frames, I tend to look more at the higher time frames because it gives a bit of a clear view. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. And also no. We are at support, but keep in mind, we have tested this support for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we went below, or we can say this is support, but we've tested it for a lot of times, so I don't know. I would not be buying this. You could sell it, but what you're gonna do if you sell it? You're gonna buy back at $8. That makes no sense. You're gonna risk your entire position. The upside is bigger if you're still holding it. I think. So I wouldn't sell. I would definitely not sell. I would just hold it, especially if you bought here at this area. If you're in profit, yeah, why sell? No, makes no sense. Just hold. Just hold and wait, I think. Wouldn't be trading it myself though. It doesn't look good, but it also I've seen charts that look way worse. So, but yeah, this is these kind of. If you look at diagonals, which you shouldn't always do, but sometimes it's okay to do. Then that doesn't look good. For example, if you it was Lux, I think, where I drew the diagonal. I was considering if I should be holding onto my Lux position. I think I got it somewhere here, then wrote it all the way down and then back up. And I was charting this also for Twitter. Was here for what's gonna happen. I was charting this diagonal and was like, I don't know. If we're gonna start falling below and not immediately breaking back above, then I'm just gonna sell. And I think that was a good call because then afterwards we went down even more. So sometimes it's good to draw these diagonals and just think like, okay, if this is not gonna hold, then I'm gonna be selling. Even if we go back up again, the chart looks fucked. So yeah, just sell it and move on. I think that is it for this stream. Or anyone else has something nice or else to speak about, you can say anything you want in the chart right now or in the chat. Please don't be rude. Thank you for your time. Well, also thank you for your time and like tuning in. I hope to see you on my real first stream another time. So far, I really had fun actually on this stream. In the beginning, I must say I was a little bit nervous, and since it's also my first time like streaming, so I hope someone learned anything. Yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope you had a great time. Also, use my referral links. No, but yes. And I think I was discussing a partnership with Bybit. And I can get you guys some great discounts, and also we're gonna give stuff away. So that is coming, which is fun. I think we're gonna give away iPhones and iPads and trading vouchers of hundreds of dollars. But so that's gonna be fun, and Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a very good Saturday evening, and I see you in the next stream. Thanks. Cheers. Bye-bye.